You seen those James Hetfield?
Huh? No. What, he does some really funny ones?
It's so funny, dude.
He's
like,
funny dude anyways, man.
Like, it's weird.
He's funny, I think, and he like knows he's funny, but their drummer Lars, I think, does not.
He
know
tries to be
how,
funny.
He's
and thinks he's funny, but he's not.
Yes,
he's very smart, but he sucks. But he's very smart.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But alright, man. Well, hey, we're freaking live, people. How are y'all doing today? And really quick, we used to say we're live all the time and not actually be live. And now we legit are fucking live.
Right?
Used to, we were like, hey, we're live.
I feel like sometimes I was like, kinda.
Like,
I was gonna finish the we're live with, kinda. But I never did. But now it's true.
It's so true. Yeah, hell yeah. So, yeah, dude, we're here today with Isaac, also known as Rhazy.
That's my cousin.
How's it going, dude?
Pretty good.
Chris's cousin.
Good.
We're blood.
Finally made it on this thing, man.
Right.
I've been watching since the first episode.
Finally
made it on here.
You keep playing your cards right, people, and you too can end up right here.
For sure.
Right there.
All you have to do is just start rapping. We'll get you on here.
Yeah. Or start fighting.
Right.
Pretty much, yes. One of those two things.
One of the two, and you're on.
Here. Both preferably. I mean, that would give us a lot of content. Yeah. Well, dude, so how did you get started in your musical endeavors, man? You just put out your first two songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like a full length that you're gonna be putting out?
Yeah, eventually. I want to do a full album probably around summertime because that gives me a chance to get everything together.
Yeah.
I have like endless repertoire of songs. I just need to get on. Get on. But I mean, since I'd say the very beginning of music, I was doing piano recitals when I was like 6.
Dude, nice. There you go.
So like, I was doing that. Always had an interest in music. My dad bought me my first drum kit when I was probably like, what would you say, like 7 or 8, probably, something like that.
Probably
7 or 8, and then my uncle always played guitar. I was always just like mesmerized by how he could play guitar. I'd never been great at guitar, but I learned a lot from him. And
yeah, Uncle Dan was doing it before either of us were born.
Right, so like 80s. He's seen Metallica with Dave Mustaine.
No, dude, are you serious?
Swear to God.
Holy shit, that's nuts.
He's seen Metallica with Dave Mustaine, Cliff Burton.
He was like metal from birth.
Yeah,
nice.
For sure.
Born with freaking long black hair.
Yeah, for sure.
Right,
for sure.
Nice.
But I'd say the first bands I started off like listening to old stuff. Like I remember going in our garage and I found like old like tapes that said like Foreigner and like Boston. So my dad caught me and I thought he was gonna be mad at me for like going through a bunch of stuff, but he was like, oh, these are all bands I used to listen to. And it was like Van Halen, and he actually went to Walmart and bought the discs of them. And I listened to that every single day. I listened to Boston, Foreigner, Van Halen, Motley Crue.
Dude, nice.
And then I remember I was at my grandmother's house, and my uncle Dan lived there at the time. And there was a radio there, and I was going to get in the shower. So I just pressed play on the radio, and Kill 'Em All Metallica was in there. That completely changed my life. Like, I was like, what is this, man?
That's
like,
such a destiny experience,
I know, dude,
right there.
I didn't know music could sound like that at all. Yeah. And I just wanted to hear more, and it never stopped from there. So I've been metal pretty much started all classic rock metal. And then as I got older, in school and stuff, I was hearing stuff like Eminem and stuff like that. So it kind of all just come together. So,
dude, I would say my start definitely was a lot more less expected. Like I didn't have none of my family was in metal. And my first album.
That's how it was for me.
Rod Stewart was my first hit, dude.
I mean, that's probably... I mean, I could say the same for my family.
Rod Stewart on cassette, bitches.
Like, my mom had... The hardest thing that my mom had was probably Def Leppard. Oh, and she had it on cassette. They had Phil Collins, Genesis. They had Def Leppard.
Phil Collins, dude. Phil Collins over that shit.
Journey. And, like, she had this old... God, what was it? A Monte Carlo. And in the console was all these tapes, you know? And I would always go through there and, like, look at them, and I'd be like, play this.
Yeah.
And she would play it.
My mom was like, she was like Funky Cole Medina.
Oh my god,
Like
dude,
that,
that was
and
like
like,
my dad.
Dude, yeah, your dad like loved the Bee Gees, like
Yes,
stuff like
dude.
that, dude.
Yeah, Tone Loc.
I swear to God,
Funky
dude. Like,
Cole
yeah, and my
Medina.
mom would play that shit all the time. She'd always play, You Dropped the Bomb on Me. She'd play, like, all those type songs, dude. And so I'd
Dude,
be, like,
I can
in the car.
see your mom like
I
jam into
know,
that
she'd
shit.
just, like, turn that shit up, dude. And I'm like,
That's
Mom,
great.
please,
That
Mom,
is great.
please.
You have that influence and you don't even know it.
I know,
Like
yeah,
it's in the
yeah.
it's in the
Hey,
back.
That's good to have though, because you can
Got
incorporate
that
that
in the
into
back pocket.
anything. You know
Got
what
that
I
in
mean?
the back pocket, dude.
It's great.
Just gonna pull it out one day, man. But yeah, like, so, alright, well, you talking about your metal roots. How did you get into rapping? And, like, would you say it's rap? Would you say it's, like,
It's
hip-hop? What do you
it's
say it is?
hip hop, R&B,
Mhm.
pop kind of. But I'd say the way I got into it was I loved music. That's all I've ever wanted to do. But I was in and out of bands from childhood through high school, and just as y'all know, you can't keep bands together when
for
you're
real.
young. Like, it's impossible. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I'm down." You know, I'm in it for the for the long haul, and then
Tattooed
the
on my
next day
face.
they're like,
I'm out.
you know, yeah, I can't come
got a
up, and then it all falls
I
apart.
got a
so-
job now.
Yeah,
I got a
And,
girlfriend.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I've had a
exactly.
job, bitch.
Exactly, dude. You have to. I mean, you have to make money too. That's where a lot of people go wrong. But I got tired of wanting to do music, but having to rely on other people as well. So I was like, I would always make fun of like music like this when I was growing up.
like
'Cause I
that
was
stuff.
just straight metal or nothing. I had long hair, the whole 9 yards. I wore band shirts every single day, and I would always be like,
That was me.
"This is easy shit, man." You know what I mean? This is so easy. I could do that. And then I was like, it clicked one day. I was like, "Wait a minute, I can do this easy.
Yeah.
So why don't I actually do it?"
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how it came about. But yeah, I mean, I love it. Music is music, and I've tried. I gave up on it for a while. I thought, how you get down on it, and it beats you down when you get burnt out on it. You know, and I started dating girls and all this bullshit, and I was like, it's never gonna happen. And then finally, it just kept. Anytime I would go through like a bad breakup or a bad spot in my life, I would always get re-inspired to be in music. So music's always been there for me. So I just stopped ignoring the destiny of wanting to do music, and it's just like, I'm gonna go at it full speed.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, man.
I mean, like, people who don't have like a passion for music or like a huge appreciation for it, or that have never done it themselves, don't fully know how much of a toll it takes on you. When you don't succeed. Because like in normal everyday life, you have a job, you have a family, you have kids, like that's your life. You don't really have to be like, oh, I gotta put my heart into this, because if I don't, I'm not gonna make it. You just go to work, you're making it, you're living, you're happy, you're buying shit, you're happy, you don't think about stuff like that. But like whenever you're doing music and shit, like you have to put more than just hours into it. Like you have to put like your heart, your fucking balls, everything. And like to have people say, oh, that sucks nuts, or I hate your fucking music, or stuff. As much as you don't want it to take a toll on you, it eventually does.
Like you've got thick skin all day long, but like,
at the end of the day, it's like, what if they're right? And you start thinking that way, and then it just snowballs into, what if I suck? What if I should do it? But you can't think that way.
Well, and the thing too is like, I've said this a lot of times with music. It's a really particular thing that like you can go to school and get like music theory classes, but there's no school for like how to be a successful artist. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's no guarantees. Like if I wanted to go be a doctor right now, I could go to school for 8 years, and as long as I get good grades, and pass, I could go be a doctor anywhere and be a fucking successful doctor. But there's nothing like that with music, and like that's, I don't know. That's like the call to me about it. Like that's what I really like about it. It's kind of one of those things like not everybody can get in type thing, but also it's like a huge downside of it. Like there's no guarantee for people that are very passionate.
It's just
about
the unknown of not knowing how it's gonna go, which can also be exciting as well. But like for me, the like either you like Post Malone or you don't, but he is like so inspiring to me because his story, he was in the Warped Tour scene. That's where he came from. He actually, I don't know if you know this, he tried out to be Crown the Empire's bass player.
Really?
And didn't get in. So he came from the same scene like we all did, like playing local metal shows, and he got denied, and then he come out with White Iverson and just
boom. Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
He probably had the same exact thoughts that you had.
Exactly.
He was just like, I'm fucking doing it myself. Fuck this.
Well, I think the really cool thing about him too is like he still incorporates music in his stuff. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
And, like I think that like we were talking to Casey Jarvis about this, but like I think this is the same thing. And like with Jelly Roll, he incorporates a lot of like live music in his shows and stuff.
Yeah,
and
his shows are all live. All of the music is live, and they have like, I don't even think they use backtracks. I think it's all live.
I'm not a big fan of backtracks.
Yeah, it's all live, and he just raps over it.
And I feel like if you bring like that, because like, dude, if you go to a metal shows are so much different than any other concert out there.
Exactly.
Like it's so much more full sounding, and then it's so much more just like energy. You can feel the energy of the place whenever you go to a concert. And like, if you could bring that into the style of music that you're playing and stuff, that I think is going to change.
Yeah, exactly.
Change
I mean, even like Machine Gun Kelly and guys like that, they have a drummer, they have a guitar player, and you know they'll play like Motley Crue or something. You know, just to change it up, or which I just love live music. You know.
Who won the rap battle, dude? Machine Gun Kelly or Eminem? Who do you feel like got the...
Eminem did.
Eminem,
but
yeah, hands down.
Eminem is... if you come at Eminem and he's going to come back at you, it's over.
It's mad.
But that is the best diss to Eminem I have heard to this point was MGK's. But he still did one. Yeah. The one that Nick Cannon did was god-awful.
Nick Cannon's god-awful, dude.
I
honestly do not like that guy.
He's cringy.
I feel like he just really wanted to dig his own grave to get out of the spotlight. Like, that's the only way you can do something that bad, is if you want to dig your own grave so that nobody remembers you anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
Pretty much.
But, like, I don't know. I will say this, man. Machine Gun Kelly, he nailed it with, like, Eminem does have a fucking weird beard.
Yeah.
He has a weird fucking beard, dude.
But, like...
Oh, yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah. MGK is a very talented guy. Like, he gets a bad rap from a lot of people, but he's a great actor. Like, he did great as Tommy Lee in the Motley Crue movie.
Yeah, that's a good
Perfect.
movie.
All of them did.
The
really.
Dirt or whatever.
Yeah, it was a great movie. He did. There's a new movie on Hulu with.
He's in Bird Box too.
Yeah, Bird Box. He did pretty good in that.
I watched some of his older stuff. And like, where he had, I can't remember what the guy's name is that sings with him. Kind of sounds like The Used almost. The something. I can't remember what the name of the guy is.
Was it a song?
Yeah.
A newer song?
No. It's like some of Machine Gun Kelly's older stuff. Whenever he played guitar and sang a lot.
Yeah. Whenever he did Lace Up, like his first big album, he had Sinister Gates and M Shadows on the song.
Yeah.
And it's like he was doing that. You know, before it was cool.
Yeah. So like I don't know. I really do. I mean I judge the shit out of some bands before I really get to know them because I'm really passionate about music. You know. Yeah. And so like for me, Post Malone is one of them. I like looked at him. I was like, oh, this dude's probably falls into like the Tech 6ix9ine type genre or something. And then I listened to his music. I'm like, holy shit, he's actually like legit good at guitar. He's a good singer. He's a good songwriter. Like good musician. But I just threw him in that category of like Tech 6ix9ine type crappy rap, and I was like, ugh. But no, it's legit.
See, I have a lot of MGK stories because whenever I cut my hair, and bleach it, for some reason we would go out to clubs, go out to Nashville. Any cougar in the vicinity, women in their late mid-30s, just come from everywhere. Are you Machine Gun? Are you related? So we went to a strip club for a buddy of mine's bachelor party, and this one chick invites me to the lap dance area, whatever, and
VIP.
I didn't even have to pay her. Because she thought that I was MGK, and I told her, and I went with it. I
was going to say, yes, go with it.
I went with it because usually it annoys me because all these, like, they come up and blah, blah, blah. But this day, I was I'm not MGK, but I am his cousin. And I do live in Cleveland, and I do set up his stage for him, and he's taught me everything I know, Cleveland for life. And she was like, oh, that's so dope. And I can't remember what name. I gave her some bullshit name. I said my,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, like it was great.
My name's Submachine Gun.
Oh my god. Dude, that's freaking hilarious.
But yeah, it's played out in my favor a few times, but,
I don't know who I've ever... dude, alright, I'm going to tell you who I've been told I look like by 2 people. And then that's the only, like, celebrity match that I've ever had somebody say that to. But Enrique Iglesias. And I'm like, what? Are you fucking high? I do not look like that dude. My wife said that. I'm like, what the fuck? And then some random lady is like, you look just like this person. I was like, can you tell my wife that? Because she's like super Spanish speaking lady.
Yeah.
It made me laugh so hard, dude.
Oh my
dying.
god.
It was so funny. I was like, Enrique Iglesias. Yes.
Somebody compared me to a rapper one time at a party, but I can't remember who they're talking about. I had some like freaking golden grain 110 proof shit, so I didn't remember.
My God.
I didn't know what was going on.
Dude, we like.
But I know they're like, you look like that one rapper guy. And I'm like, which one?
That one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Dude, speaking of that, like all right, so this Christmas we had like a Dirty Santa thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This huge Dirty Santa, and everybody throws in all these gifts.
Yankee
I got
swap.
this one. I got this one huge like wooden box. Open it up. There's like 2 big things of moonshine in it. So it's like this cool wooden crate that's right here. 2 big things of moonshine. So I bring that with me because it's already in the truck. Mm-hmm. And then I left from there and went straight to Nashville to my grandma's. Like they rented like a hotel or the Opryland hotel or whatever. And we have like this huge community family gathering room. And I was like, fuck, let's make this interesting. It's kind of boring, dude. So like, got that stuff out. We're playing like these kids board games, dude. I can't remember what it was, but it was like something like Thomas the Train board game of some kind. You're trying to like stack these things on it.
Man.
I thought Candyland or some shit.
Dude, it was like stack these weird shapes on the back of Thomas the Train, and whoever falls first, we did like has to take a double shot of moonshine.
Oh my
It was
God.
so fucking funny.
It was
dude.
like Thomas the Train Jenga, kind of.
Yes, pretty much. It got so crazy.
If that happened in our family, we would be fucked.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There'd be somebody that would like stab someone or some shit.
Yeah.
Guns
well, like,
would be
it was
pulled.
the weird thing was like it was the kids' table, but like we're all now
Right.
over 21, so like it was
Were
like
you
old
drinking
kids.
it out of like little tea glasses?
We were taking it straight out the freaking jar, dude. It was
Oh
so
my
funny,
god.
dude. It
Dude,
was so
I just
funny.
can't drink
Jug
moonshine,
chug.
man.
I can't either.
Moonshine,
it's
like
I love me some moonshine.
like maybe like 5 minutes after drinking it, my stomach just like you can feel it. It's just
I
oh
fuck
man, it
with
makes
moonshine.
me sick.
Rum does that to me. I don't fuck with rum. But moonshine, nah, I fuck with it.
Rum's delicious, dude.
I mean, it is delicious, but every time I drink it, I'm just like, oh my! It just
No,
it makes my stomach feel like, I don't know, like I'll literally just throw up and shit everywhere.
If you drink a lot of rum and then you move to a lot of whiskey, then you're gonna
Probably not good.
Not good.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Which see, I'm known as the guy that comes in and just drinks everything in sight. If I already have in my mind that I'm going to a party, I'm gonna stay there, not gonna
Yeah.
drive. I'm in there just.
Let's
I don't care what it is. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna drink as much of it.
Nice.
That's how it was whenever I was about 20, 24, 25, I think.
Mm.
I was known for drinking everyone under the table. Like I would go shot for shot with people, and they would like pass out, and I would just still be there. Like
Yeah.
You done? And then they just smash.
I wouldn't black out until I knew they were gone, and then I'd be like, all right, I'm good.
I can handle alcohol, but
if
as soon as I start spinning, it's over. Like I can't even get on a swing set without getting dizzy. I can't spin too fast in a computer chair. I will get so sick. And as soon as you get the drunk spins, dude, I'm puking everywhere.
So say
straight
somebody's
up.
behind you and you have to turn around really quick. Are you like just slightly? Just
Oh, dude,
like,
I'm
what the
fucked.
fuck?
Like if someone's like trying to attack me and I turn around, I'll just fall over.
Wait, whoa, goddamn.
No, the what you really need to do is turn around really fast and then throw up on them, like right in the face.
Like Baraicho
Projectile.
from
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
and then you attack. Yeah, and then you
I
attack.
dig it. Baby
No.
Hooligan, what up, girl?
No, if I tried to do that shit now, though, if I tried to drink
drinking?
like that now, no, I would be like, there would be somebody calling 911, and I would be dead probably if
Well,
I
see,
tried.
if I'm pretty stoned and I drink a lot, I don't get the spins at all, which is dangerous because I can just drink and drink and drink and drink until I just cannot move.
I don't like mixing too much. Like, I don't like going stony baloney and drunky pants.
What's your favorite?
At
What's
the
your
same
favorite
time.
drink? Like your go-to drink, whether it be mixed or just straight out of the bottle. Like
Probably Jameson.
I was thinking say we're probably gonna say the same thing.
You saying Jameson?
It's probably Jameson and ginger ale.
I'd say a good old-fashioned just Jack and Coke with a lot of ice, and I like to put like lemon in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll go to Sonic and get like a Route 44 Coke with a lot of ice with Well, like have them put lemon in it, and then I'll just go home and
see.
pour the
That
Jack.
sounds really good. I don't like regular Jack and Coke though.
You know,
it's just kind of. It doesn't do it for me. But like with the lemon, that would probably be
it's very good.
Cherry Kool-Aid and Fireball whiskey. Tastes
Oh, dude, I've never had
delicious.
But that's good.
It's so good.
I usually I do ginger ale with Fireball too. Sometimes it's pretty damn good.
I've never had that either.
Yeah, ginger ale with Fireball is good. You can do cream soda with Fireball. It's pretty
Now, getting sick on Fireball is not good.
Yeah, no, I know.
Puking Fireball is really bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Dude, the last time that my wife was like, "Oh, let's drink," she got like a big old thing of Fireball, and like
It's
between
just so easy
leaving,
to drink.
I know,
That's
but between leaving the VFW and getting to our house, she had finished over half the bottle. I was like, and she was like already like drunk as shit, and I was like, "Oh god." It got wild, man. But I will say this: look, we need to have a public service announcement to people, anybody watching this, right? So, like, look. There are, I feel like, with drinking, right?
This is new to me.
New
I haven't
to him,
heard
I know.
this.
I'm
I
just
don't know
throwing
what's
this out
going
there.
on yet.
I know. Just roll it. But I feel like so many people, like, you see people on cops and stuff that are just shitty drunk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, if you're going out somewhere, why are you going to go get that fucked? Like, you were talking about, like, if you're going to stay at a party, get fucked, dude.
Yeah,
get
for
fucked.
sure.
Right.
Fucked to the floor. But, like, people just don't know. Like, if you take 3 shots off the bat and you're not feeling it right then, give it a fucking
You're
bit.
gonna feel it.
Give it a
for
bit.
sure.
Don't keep stacking that shit. Wait and see how you feel. Because, like, I don't think people know how to drink. So
No.
that's all I'm trying
No,
to say.
they don't.
Maybe
I mean, I
just-
don't.
Dude.
Like, I did, but then I kind of don't as well.
Well, I mean,
because
like-
sometimes it, like, affects you differently. Sometimes you
Yeah.
feel it right off the bat,
Well, if
and
you're
then sometimes
sitting
you
down,
don't.
if you're sitting down and you're drinking, you're gonna get fucked as soon as you stand up.
Right.
Like, oh man, I'm gonna drink just like a couple of shots, and then stand up, and then you're like,
Whoa.
what planet am I on?
Right.
Dude, we drank like one time. We got like, I can't remember what the bigger size things of Jaeger was. Whenever we first found out about Jaeger bombs, I was really big on energy drinks. Anyways, so I was like, energy drinks and alcohol, yes.
Yeah.
Got this huge thing of Jaeger, and it was like 3 people drank the entire thing while sitting there. And on the way, like, so we were like sitting there talking. We were like, I wonder what this chick's up to, because this is in high school. I was like, wonder what this chick's up to. I'll give her a call, guys. And I was like, feeling completely okay. I stood up, and I was fucked. But I'd already dialed her number, and I already got her on the phone. And I'm one of those people that's got to walk around and talk. So as soon as I
Dude.
got up, I was
Oh
like,
my
gone.
god, dude.
I woke up the next morning in a fucking ditch between the house that I was staying at and her house. What the fuck happened?
My God.
You were trying to get there, man.
Dude.
She was probably like, come
The
over.
whole time you're like, I'm on my way.
It was a house phone too, so I'm sure I probably lost reception.
Oh my
somewhere. It was
God,
so
dude.
fucking
That's
funny,
freaking
dude.
hilarious.
Probably thought you got hit by a car or something.
No, like I woke up in a ditch. My friend Kresmer woke up under his dad's truck. So we had all left the house and passed out outside.
Dude,
They're probably like, where's John?
Dude, I've woke up at house parties before in my underwear,
Oh, God.
in the front yard on my back, and there was one time I looked up and the dude's that house landlord was looking over at me, and he was like, y'all have a rough night? I like set up and I looked and there's this chick just sitting against her car with her tits just out, just sitting there passed out like this. I'm like, yeah, it got pretty wild, I guess.
I don't know what happened.
And, like, there was just bodies everywhere when he opened the door. Like, everyone was, like,
my
laying
God.
on top of each other. Just
Oh, my
like,
God.
yeah, dude, it's bad.
That reminds me of my Clarksville days. Sometimes I miss them. I didn't miss how I felt afterwards, but sometimes I miss those moments. They're fun as hell.
Hell yeah, man.
Strip beer pong?
Yeah.
Strip
Like,
beer
that
pong.
shit was hilarious.
Nice.
I remember
I'd
Jesse
be taking off my
Newman.
shoe,
Oh, God.
like, every time.
Yeah, I remember Jesse Newman. He was my partner.
It seems like he's just shooting.
We were against these 2 chicks, and one of the chicks I liked, so I was trying as hard as I could to get her naked, you know?
Yeah.
And Jesse kept missing shit. I was like, dude, stop shooting. I was like, let me shoot.
If you miss again, I'll kill you.
I was like,
I
oh
will
my
kill you.
God. Like, I was down to my jeans, and that was back whenever I didn't wear underwear, so my jeans were it. That
What's
was
the last line of
that
the
was
bitch,
it.
Jesse?
That was it. So I was trying to save myself. And Jesse was already done. He was already he was already naked, holding his junk like this. And they're making fun of. They're like, dude, Jesse, you're kind of like a werewolf, man. And he had like, you know,
He doesn't even
he's
have to
like,
hold
no,
himself.
it
He's
gets-
got like
it gets-
hair covering his junk.
Yeah,
So like he doesn't even
yeah,
have to cover
dude.
himself. It's just like homemade bikini. Layla said, do y'all smoke
Disturbing,
too?
bro. Good
And
times,
Baby
though.
Hooligan said, Jaeger bombs are the best. But Layla, do y'all smoke too?
Jaeger bombs. fuck those.
Whew, they messed me up. And that was,
They
by the
did
way,
mess me up,
that was
but
the only
I
time that I'd
hated
ever done
Jaeger.
them. Jaeger
Yeah,
tastes
Jaeger
like black
doesn't-
licorice, dude.
It's licorice.
Dude, that and like Southern Comfort, I just can't drink. Like,
Southern Comforter.
I can't. Yeah, I can't do it. Man.
No.
I can't.
And then Layla asked, "Do y'all smoke too?"
Absolutely.
I don't necessarily smoke, but I'll eat stuff.
Absolutely, low key.
Absolutely every day.
Low key.
Nice. But yeah, dude. So you're planning on this summer, you said,
Yes.
putting out some music, like a full length album,
Yeah, I want to for sure.
and then are you gonna be doing like music videos? I know earlier we talked about you were wanting to like produce
yes.
stuff.
I got I got a lot of ideas in mind. Just got to get on it. You know, music videos are really really fun to do, but you have to make sure you got the right people with you to do it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it can get frustrating if you have an idea and then they can't really do it or they're not doing it right. But
Yeah.
you know, but I've been in touch with some people that are pretty professional, and I think we can do some really good stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Do you have the ideas and stuff like that, or like is it more like I don't know?
It just depends on the song. Like whatever you feel with the song can really go give you the idea for the video. Like I have this idea. I really want to do just a really hard song that gets you really pumped, and I want the entire video to just be a fight scene. Like you don't see enough of that. You know what I mean? It's all strippers and money, and which is cool sometimes, but it's like I want to do something different. You know,
it could be strippers fighting for money.
Strippers fighting for money. That would be dope.
There's that idea.
But like, it's gotta be like medieval like sword fighting or something.
Dude, that would be
strippers
sick.
jousting
That
for
would
money.
be sick.
Like they're literally like chopping each other's limbs off and blood's flying everywhere, and they're like drinking it, and they're
Could
like,
it just be like
"Oh,"
cheesy?
and
Could it be cheesy?
but
though?
they're
Or,
enjoying
like,
the blood in
clearly
their
see
face,
it?
and they're that. There you go.
Dude, I love. This is very weird because I don't know. I grew up very very Christian. Like my family was very religious, but
I mean, his family is my family, so
yeah. But
we grew up similarly.
I've always wanted to do just over the top, just demonic video, just like over the top. Like I have black contacts, got an upside down cross on my forehead. Like I wanted, and like talking in a demonic voice, like drinking blood out of a giant skull. Like I want to do the whole 9 yards. I want to be set on fire, like just
set on fire.
Yeah, dude, that'd be so sick.
There it is,
dude,
man.
you know in Ghost Rider when Nick Cage is turning into Ghost Rider and he's walking and his footsteps are flames. I want to do that so bad. So
Dude,
bad.
I'm in. Just don't tell my mom.
Oh, sweet.
Dude, hell yeah.
I love her too much to break her heart that way.
Oh my god, dude. You would be shunned forever, probably.
Christopher.
No, I don't care about the shunning. I just don't want to hurt my mom.
Yeah.
She's a nice lady.
Yeah,
she's cool. So
very sweet.
He knows.
Yeah, she's just a kind soul all the way around.
She was the kind of lady that when I was in high school, if I brought my friends over, like usually every year for my birthday, and instead of like my family taking us out to like Mr. Getty's or some shit, you know, we would all gather in my basement, and we would have like you remember?
Yeah.
It was like 24-hour gaming LAN party type thing.
That's cool.
I think I fell down the stairs one time. You remember that?
Probably.
I feel like I remember that.
Fell down the stairs.
And I think Willie was like, "Oh my god, call an ambulance!" Like he was joking, but like.
I know my sister did, and it scared the shit out of me.
She fell down the stairs? Dang.
But anyways, we'd do this 24-hour gaming thing. Where was I going with that? I don't know.
Your mom would do
Oh, right. So we'll do this 24-hour gaming thing. We'd be down there just like raising hell, all night, eating like chips and shit and spilling. Willie would be beating everybody up, and, like putting them in headlocks and like breaking their necks and shit.
Nice.
I would be shirtless the whole time,
Tap out.
Right. They're already dead, and he's like, tap, say uncle.
They're just limp.
Right.
He didn't tap.
But the next morning or the next day when we would all wake up, my mom would already have like pancakes made and be cooking bacon and eggs.
Dude,
and everybody
nice.
would have pancakes and a full breakfast and shit.
Your mom, man. There you go.
And my friends still remember that shit. Like to this day, they're like, "Man, I wish I could have some of your mom's pancakes."
See, it was vastly different at my house with birthdays because I would tell my parents, my friends were coming over, we ain't cooking. That's what they say. You better find your own food. And then we'd be in the living room. Dad come in his underwear, just wave at everybody, It's like,
Y'all see my pants?
like covering
No.
my face. Like, yeah, that's my dad. Sorry about that. He doesn't wear clothes.
Nice.
He's just so confident of a human being.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
That's why your dad's that way.
Loyal says it is expensive to put out music videos these days, or
Sure is.
YouTube has made it easier. Oh, is it expensive, or has YouTube made it easier?
It's okay. So with music videos, it's about like everything when it comes to money. Like, you buy cheap, you get cheap. Like, if how much you spend on the video is gonna determine how good it's gonna be. So if you're wanting something very dynamic in every aspect, like visuals, sound quality, you're gonna have to spend the money for it. But I mean, you can definitely make a video by not spending a lot of money. It's just harder to do. You know what I mean?
I think there's two different avenues, really.
Yeah, it really is.
Like, you can sit there and make a video that looks like it was made in, like, the 90s. Like how Tim and Eric do some of their shit.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
you can make it that style really cheap. And it can be a high production video that's meant to look that way.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And you can pass it off. It'll be really cheap. You can film it yourself, and everybody will love it.
Yeah.
But like on the opposite end, if you try and do a nice video, but it looks like that, and you don't want it to look like that, everybody's gonna think it's lame.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, dude, and two, like, I just wonder how much financially it would cost to set yourself on fire.
I don't know, but I'm gonna find out.
Yes.
I
Let me
mean,
know.
the
Because there's the dollar amount to set yourself on fire.
the fire gel alone is probably what's gonna be the most expensive
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, that, I don't know if you gotta have a bodysuit or something like that. Like, what do you guys
I'm
do?
sure I don't want to like set my flesh on fire.
Right.
So I'm
But
sure
there's that
I'm
stuff
sure-
that you could put on yourself, right? I don't know, man.
The flame
I've
gel,
Yeah.
gel that's like fire retardant.
Can you do you put it on your hair and stuff like that? Can you just
No,
douse
that'd be
yourself?
dope if I just had flaming hair. You know what I mean?
Hair gel.
I
It's flammable.
feel
I
like
don't know.
I feel like every single aspect of that is dangerous as hell.
I like it. We gotta find out what the dollar amount is though, because I'm wondering, is it like $300, $3,000? Like,
don't
is
know.
that not enough? Is it 30? Is it in the 10,000s?
I mean, that gel is flame retardant, but surely it gets hot.
Yeah. I'm
So
sure
like,
it does.
if it drips off of you onto a part of your body that's not covered, I'm sure
definitely
it's gonna
wanna-
like.
Yeah.
I definitely want to breathe fire as well.
Right.
You know how they do with.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
That'd
I
be
knew a
cool.
dude that did that, and I'm trying to think of how he did this, but he burned.
Inhaled
his-
and then farted it out.
no, that would have been awesome. Blew his pants off. No. I can't remember what happened. I know he burned his facial hair off, but I can't remember exactly how he did it. But somehow or another, I think he still had something on his
Probably
breath
didn't
or
blow
whatever.
it,
Yeah,
didn't
see,
blow it all out. Yeah.
I'm no expert on that, but I have seen people do it, and I think whenever you see those videos of people that like it's still on fire in their mouth and they're like panicking to like put
Yeah.
it out, I think you have to really blow as hard as you can, make
Yeah.
sure you have all of it out.
Yeah,
Because if
Yeah.
you don't, it's just gonna go back in. And it's gonna be on fire.
You have to blow
Which
every
would
bit of it.
suck.
Yeah, he did it for like some haunted house around here, but I remember he burned his fucking eyebrows off, but he
my
still had
God.
the edges of his eyebrows. So like, he had
Dude.
this part of his eyebrows totally.
See,
gone.
I want to
It's
cry
so
if
funny.
I bite into
So
a slice
stupid.
of pizza that's too hot and it burns my taste buds.
Yeah.
I can't imagine having an actual fire on my tongue.
Oh my god,
Like,
dude, for real, that'd be ridiculous. But
Dude,
yeah,
some of
man.
the worst memories I have of eating pizza growing up was whenever like my mom would make like a frozen pizza, like a
those things never get below nuclearly hot.
like
they're
a tombstone
fucking
pizza.
death.
you can just see how hot it
And
is. Like,
the top of the cheese
Yeah,
is
it's not that
fine. You're like, oh, it's good, and then you bite into it, and the sauce like sticks to the roof of your mouth,
And
and
like
it's
your
just like
lava,
it's just
dude.
like lava on the roof of your mouth. And you're like,
Yes.
ah,
yeah, just,
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for the 3rd-degree burns, Mom.
I know.
right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
later on,
absolutely.
you'll have the skin dangling because
Oh,
yeah.
because it burned
It's
it.
already burned
So
off the
bad.
whole roof of your mouth.
Dude,
Dude.
fuck that.
I love some frozen pizzas, but dude, holy shit!
Dude,
like,
you ever
there's
put
always-
frozen pizza on the grill?
No, but that's
Great. You should
Dude,
do it.
I've never heard of that in my life.
I've done that with like the Jack's pizza.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten that, put it on the grill, and it
a
gets
good
the
idea,
nice
man.
grill lines at the
Yeah,
bottom.
dude.
It's so good.
It's a good idea. Do you
Think
kind of
they
have to thaw it
smoked.
out a little bit first? Do you
Do
thaw
what?
it out, or you just throw it
No,
straight
just
from
throw
the
it on
freezer?
Dude, that's like super southern to do though.
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever
Get
had
that hickory smoked pizza feel on it.
Yeah, dude.
Do you see? I don't like to say like I'm like country or redneck, but some things I do are pretty
Country
redneck, and I'm
redneck,
like,
Dude,
maybe it's just subconsciously.
You ever
in me.
grilled your pizza?
Yeah.
Dude, I've accepted it. I mean, there's a lot of very bad stereotypes that go along with being from the South.
Yeah.
But, like, not everybody from the South is like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, the majority is probably.
Yeah.
But
But that's just it. Yeah.
I've
dude,
accepted
shit.
it. I mean, freaking, like, you know, fried chicken? Ain't nobody out there that does it better than us down here.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Ever.
Fuck y'all. You people in New York think you guys got fried chicken?
You ever had Paula Dean's fried chicken, dude? Remember when we had that?
Yeah.
Dude, best fried chicken
She
in
don't
the
fuck
Right.
around.
world,
She don't
dude.
fuck around.
Right,
She does not fuck around.
right.
Did y'all have y'all been to the one in Gatlinburg?
We went to the one in Georgia.
We went, I don't,
And they
was
do,
that
like, the
actually
family
Paula
style
Dean's
plates
place?
or whatever?
That was her like
Right, bro.
main one. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure, yeah.
Because we went to the one in Savannah.
Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah.
Dude, I
Georgia.
swear though, man, holy crap, they're ridiculously good. Like
Yeah.
they have the family style stuff, and it's all you
Yeah,
can eat.
yeah. Oh,
Every time I go there, I'm
God.
like, fill it up again.
Oh.
Are you sure? And I'm like, just maybe one more time.
I wish we
Just
wouldn't have
keep doing
freaking
it.
talked about that because I'm like craving some freaking
Yeah,
southern
dude.
food right now. God,
Dun, dun,
dang.
dun. Dude, alright, so I'm going to go on and get to this next one because I got something else that I wanted to talk to for sure, and I want to get to the ending of the
Okay.
podcast. But, pow! Freaking, once this loads, 20 minutes later.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Boom! Hell! Puddle of Mud's lead singer. Look at that freaking face, guys. What in the actual hell is going on? Boom!
Okay,
I mean-
so when I first seen this, I was taking a shit. I was in the bathroom.
face probably looked a lot like that.
Yeah, it looked. Yeah, I'd imagine. But I seen the link on Facebook, and I was watching it. And I was like hiding my face in the bathroom by myself. That I was that embarrassed for him watching it. Like, it was so bad.
I mean, it really looks like somebody just stabbed him in the stomach with a sword.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's been
dude.
jousted by a stripper
Oh
fighting for
my
money.
god, dude, so bad.
Like, I don't know. And we talked about this earlier. He is the perfect guy that you would have thought he could sound like Nirvana.
Yeah.
Puddle of Mud could
For sure.
pass for Nirvana, no doubt. And then they just destroyed About a Girl.
Dude, okay, so I was thinking,
I can't
what if
even
this
look
was
at it.
what if this was on purpose? Because Kurt
Yeah,
Cobain
yeah.
used to do shit like that.
Ah,
He used
okay.
to butcher performances on purpose.
Yeah.
Maybe he was trying to do that. I doubt it, but maybe.
It was
I don't
so
think he's
bad
smart
that I
enough to
couldn't
be that
see
way.
it, but I don't
No.
know. It was so bad that it.
When he did this cover, he probably just listened to the song like right before he did it.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean,
'Cause, like,
even-
I feel like they're so inspired by Nirvana. You know what I mean? Like their tone,
Yeah.
their sound, and stuff like that. And I don't know.
He thinks he's inspired by Nirvana.
I just
Yeah,
wonder.
I bet
he's
Kurt
just-
Cobain was in the afterlife, like looking at that, and he just like slowly
So-
backed up, like
Clouds just-
yeah, just like closing.
Like Homer Simpson meme.
yeah. Falling into the
You know, it's
shrubberies.
funny, but-
It was so bad, dude.
I think the reason it hit me so hard is because me and Kurt Cobain have the same birthday.
Oh, damn.
So I felt it on his level.
Yeah, dude. I bet Courtney Love was touching herself for sure watching that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Somebody put Who Killed Kurt Cobain worse.
Oh, that's fucked.
Him or Courtney Love and had like that picture. In fact, I'm pretty sure I got the meme somewhere on my phone. I was like, definitely the cover. Definitely the cover. But it's so bad. And the thing is it was filmed back in January. So, like, and it's just now, in the last few days, maybe like, last week, it's been getting a lot more popular. It kind of goes to show. You can freaking do something, or you might have already done something that's about to go viral, and you got no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Maybe you did something stupid that's already been on the internet somewhere, and you're like, oh, that was cool. Nothing happens for months, and then boom. You get
How do you recover from that? If you're him, how do you recover from that? I don't see a way to.
The only thing that I could think right now that he could do that would be like, all right, maybe, but it's still not going to put him back to that. Is like if he did one of those Corona, I'm in my house, here's a cover of this song and a good cover. Like if he did a good
If
cover.
he sung it in his voice, how he sings Puddle of Mud songs, it wouldn't
It
be
would've
that
been
bad.
perfect. Yeah, that's the whole
Honestly,
thing.
I feel like he's already reached the bottom. So he can't go any farther.
No,
So
well,
he's gonna look at this as, well, I can only go up from here.
it's only
They
up for here,
put
dog.
out a new album, and I listened to like the main song on it, and it was good. It sounded like She Hates Me, like it had that vibe,
Yeah.
like just down. and it sounded all right. But like this is just horrible.
It's rough stuff, dude. It's rough to watch. It's a hard to watch video. It's hard to listen to.
It's probably the most awkward, like cringy music, and I've watched a lot of that on YouTube. Yeah. This is the worst. This takes the cake. Like
it's like so professional level of crappy cringy.
Yeah, like horrible. This is worse than like those videos you see of like what if Fergie like pissing on stage, like or 50 Cent just not rapping at all. Like
that's what we're gonna talk about. What is a really bad cover? Have you thought of one?
Really bad cover.
My worst cover, a live rendition, was Fergie National Anthem. Boom. That was mine. Because that, like, I remember when that came out and she just destroyed it.
Oh, we did that on the podcast.
It was so bad, dude. It was so bad.
I don't know if I can top that.
Oh, I know. Kanye West when he tried to sing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my god! Yes, that was pretty rough.
Bad.
That was pretty rough.
So bad.
I don't even remember that.
Why would you even do this?
Aaron Lewis forgot the lyrics to the national anthem.
That's easy to do because I feel like I forget them all the time. Like anybody that's ever sung that live,
I'm always just like, blah, blah, blah.
Like, I feel like it's so easy to do that. I don't know why people get so mad at people for doing that.
But dude, I swear though, Fergie's was rough. Fergie's was like, let's take it to another level, fellas.
She took it to a whole, like, another galaxy.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even...
I don't know what country that's supposed to be symbolizing in this song, but I don't want to live there. Like, I just don't want to turn it off.
Rough, man.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you guys have not seen that, search Puddle of Mud About a Girl.
And it's kind of very disheartening to me because I really do have a soft spot for, like Stained and Puddle of Mud and like 3 Days Grace, the old stuff.
Right.
I love stuff like that, man.
Right.
I love it. But like this is just so bad, dude.
Yeah. Layla said she was crying tears of laughter at the Fergie anthem. It was so trash.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
I mean, if you've ever sat through like Scott's Tots from The Office or like that scene where Michael and Dwight are fighting in the dojo. And Jim's back there messing around with Pam, and he picks her up.
Dude, so awkward.
And he picks her up, and she's like, "Put me down!" and like gets mad and shit.
Yeah,
dude, that was so cringy.
So cringy.
Yeah. It hurt my heart.
Yeah,
because I'm like, I feel like I've been in situations like that.
Yeah,
you know,
but I can't remember them.
Right,
but I've been there.
Your mind just blocked it out for your protection.
Yeah, dude. And then when you're laying in bed at 3 a.m., you remember it, and you're just like,
"No!"
You're like, God, why do I have to have memories?
Yeah, dude.
Yes. So definitely, I agree.
Right.
That was that level of cringe.
The cringe.
The cringe was real with this one. Next
thing, that makes me wonder, why isn't there like a new The Grinch, but it's The Cringe? Like
there's so many people that will qualify for the lead role in that. And I would be like,
they should make that. I don't think it should be like a parody of The Grinch. It should be like a whole different holiday.
Well, it would be more cringy if it was just a parody of The Grinch, but it was called The Cringe, and it was just super cringy.
I mean, what holiday could that be though? Like if there was a cringe holiday.
I don't know, man. Something
a
stupid.
Cringe holiday?
Yeah.
Like something that the cringe character could try to ruin.
I don't know. He what's that guy? Kevin Spacey?
Oh shit!
He should play him,
dude.
Kevin Spacey.
You just nailed the role right there. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Kevin Spacey is the cringe.
The cringe.
And basically, he just tries to ruin the 4th of July for everyone because that's like America's most patriotic holiday.
You son of a bitch! You've ruined it.
No one's free. Dude, that would be amazing.
Yeah, dude.
Kevin Spacey, if you're listening, make it happen.
We know Kevin Spacey is a lifetime fan of ours, but...
we better be careful, though. Because Kevin Spacey kills people.
Yeah.
You've seen that?
Mm-hmm. I saw a thing talking about it.
It's very strange.
I mean, it's freaking nuts. Like,
it's believable.
I mean, he's been in how many cases that it was like sexual assault cases or whatever?
And then they
they get dropped because the person who was supposed to testify against him was dead.
Yeah.
He got Clinton.
And then he puts out like this freaking video of him sitting by a fireplace talking.
I didn't kill those people.
And it's like, oh, he totally killed those people.
He most definitely did.
You know the character John Doe from freaking Seven?
Mm-hmm.
He is that character in real life.
Oh, dude, I never
They weren't even actually like filming a movie.
No.
They were just following him around doing weird shit.
Right. Right. He doesn't have any fingerprints because he like cut them off. Mm-hmm. It's real.
It is. speaking of movies, that fucking flowed. Bam! Like we've done this before. The new Venom. Venom 2. The movie just got its release title.
Double Venom.
It's gonna be Double Venom.
Venom 2. Venom.
More venomous.
Dude, there needs to be a movie that freaking does that.
Yeah.
What was the movie? What was it? It was called something, the sequel. It was like the second movie, but it was called the something, the sequel.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Was it?
Fuck, I can't remember. But dude, and then like Periphery's done that a few times with their albums.
Top Gun 2. Top Gun.
Dude, I'm excited for the new one.
The new Top Gun?
Yeah.
It
better have Highway to the Danger Zone in it, or I'm gonna hate it.
I mean, it better have that, and then like a really cool new rendition of it.
Yeah. Yes.
You know?
Well,
there used to be a volleyball scene too.
Did Kenny Loggins?
Shoot.
Didn't he sing something in that show? In the movie? I think Kenny Loggins sang a song that was in there.
Kenny Loggins?
Yeah, right.
Didn't he do Highway to the Danger Zone?
Is that him?
Yeah.
Then there you go. Yeah.
Because he was in Archer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need Puddle of Mud to do it.
Oh.
Dude, freaking Sky Justice is in here. What's up, Sky? And dude, yes, they most definitely do.
Just
That's
make
perfect
him
idea.
freaking Maverick.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
no, make him the Ghost of Goose.
Oh my god, Goose Ghost.
Yes.
Goose Ghost. Dude, I'm freaking stoked for the new Venom though. You said you haven't seen the first
I haven't seen the
movie.
first one.
It's so good, dude.
The last Tom Hardy movie that I saw was Locke.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
And it was on Netflix. And at the end of it, I was like,
The what was
the whole movie was good, but whenever I got to the end, I was just like, it's like that meme of the chick, and she's like,
or the monkey that's like,
right,
or the lemur or whatever that is.
That's what I had. I mean, he did a phenomenal job acting, and I mean, it's the case in just about every movie he's in. But still, I was just like, what?
I think Legend was the best acting of him.
Legend was phenomenal.
He was awesome in
Was that the
He's
MMA
twins.
MMA movie?
That was Warrior.
Warrior, yeah.
I don't think he was actually acting in that movie though either, honestly. I think he just showed up and beat the shit out of some people.
Yeah, he was drunk the whole time.
He did good in Revenant. I just watched that again not too long ago.
Yeah,
great
movie.
That movie, and then he was really good in
I'm so glad that I finally rewatched it again on Blu-ray because it had subtitles. Yeah. Because in theater I was like, what the fuck is he saying?
Yeah.
I know, yes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just rewatched it like 2 nights ago.
I don't want to go now.
Maybe, what was Lawless? Lawless was an awesome movie too.
Lawless
I just watched that recently. Again.
Let's see. He was in Mad Max, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Max
I think they just
Rakitansky.
picked the perfect person for Mad Max right there too, because like who is gonna replace?
I mean,
this dude?
before it got announced as being a thing, it said something like Mad Max possible remake happening. Tom Hardy set to play, and I was like, I'm in. As soon as they said Tom Hardy,
my favorite Tom Hardy role though is Bane. For sure.
That was pretty good. I think you know Bane.
Bane is good, but I just can't take him seriously sometimes.
After Batman, the Badman. Did you watch the Badman things on YouTube? It's like the joke of.
I've seen some of them, and yeah.
Dude, after watching those, I can't take any of the Dark Knight series seriously now. Just like I loved them; they were amazing.
The Dark Knight,
like, the Batman
with
series,
the Joker,
so
is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, it's a great movie, dude. Great movie. But yeah, I'm really stoked for Venom 2 because they left us in. They left us like. But yeah, like I think we talked about this earlier, but like literally. They need to give us a hard R Venom, though.
For sure.
A hard R.
Because with the first Venom, Tom Hardy talked about it. He was like, Venom's biting off people's heads. It's going to be a lot more gory than they think. And then it was supposed to be a rated R. And then they dropped it down to a PG-13. And they never gave us a director's cut either, which is what sucks. So, like, there's never been that hard R version of what we saw.
It's like Batman vs. Superman. I never saw it in theater, but I saw the extended cut. And, like, I couldn't understand why everyone hated it.
Yeah.
Because I never saw the theatrical release.
Yeah,
I only saw the extended version, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
DC's got a way of doing that, though. Like, everybody's calling for the Schneider cut of the, what is the DC's Avengers? The Justice League.
Yeah.
They keep calling for the Schneider cut of the
Dude,
Justice
they
League.
fucked up that whole deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
It's just like...
It could have been so much better, man.
The thing I hate about Snyder's movies is they all have the same vibe. Like, he wants to dark everything out. The sky's always cloudy as shit.
Yeah.
It's always dark. And, like, that scene where they're like fighting Superman in the middle of Metropolis where the statue is, there's like nobody anywhere. Like it's just them in the entire city. It's like, where are the cars driving by? Where are the people? It just looked low budget to me. Like,
they just, what they wanted to do was get this out and try and get the hype that Avengers was getting, but instead they made it to where people compared it to Avengers. Yeah. And everyone was like, it's nowhere near that caliber. Yeah. So nobody went to see it. Mm-hmm. They didn't set up their characters before they put them in this huge production. That's their biggest issue.
Did y'all watch Brightburn? Mm-hmm. You know they're wanting to make a series of all of them. Mm-hmm. But I don't believe that Batman was ever evil in any of those. I know he was Owlman in a different universe, and he was kind of bad. But I don't think he's been like... I mean, they can still do it, but I mean...
Yeah, they showed like a... Well, I don't know. I don't know how much success came off of Brightburn. Like, I don't remember watching it.
I thought it was really cool. It was good.
Yeah. But, like, at the end of it...
the only thing I know about Brightburn is that one dude from... Roy from The Office gets burned his...
Yeah, he did good in that. Dude, an Injustice movie would be sick. With Henry Cavill. Yeah, that would be cool. Amazing.
He is Superman to me, man. Yeah, it sucks that they're talking about replacing him, but he is Superman. Yeah. And The Witcher now. Yeah. That dude's such a good actor.
Such a good actor, dude.
So I cannot say enough good things about the Witcher series.
Yeah, great. So good, man.
It made me feel things that I haven't felt in a long time.
There's a lot.
Did y'all watch The Tiger King?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, dude.
I'm staying away from it.
We gotta watch it.
Dude, I'm staying away from it.
I've watched it twice.
I don't want to be...
You watched the whole series twice?
Okay, so...
I don't want to be part of the hype.
I was super against it. I thought
You've gone through the whole series twice?
I thought it was dumb. I was like, I'm not watching this stupid shit. I don't give a fuck about some dude that has 200 tigers.
But I know it's more than that.
And then I watched it once.
Not really.
So I had a day off, and I was like, I'm going to watch The Office. And then I turn on Netflix, that's the first thing that pops up. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to see what this is about.
Episode,
Next thing I know, it's like 5 in the afternoon, and I've watched the entire thing. And then the next day, I'm like, I want to watch that again. And I watched it again, and I'm just mesmerized by how stupid they are.
Yeah.
Like, it's great, dude.
That's how it happened with me. Like, Jody was like, we got to watch this. And I was like, I don't know if we should or not. And then I was like, all right, let's watch one episode. And then, like, one episode, and I'm like... click the next episode. And I'm like, all right, let's just finish
super low key.
It was like, I don't know. And there's after shows now.
Yeah,
that's definitely the biggest phenomenon that's came out of Netflix. For some reason, that one blew up, dude.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Corona, it wouldn't.
Probably not, since we're all bored. But yeah,
Corona caused the fame of Tiger King.
I think it was one of those things that, like, honestly, it probably would have gotten popular. Definitely nowhere near as popular as it got. But it's, like, it's so cringy.
Just taking a little longer.
Yeah. It's so, like, it's not even cringy. I don't even know what that is. It's so
It's just mesmerizing.
It's
hypnotic somehow.
It just goes to show you how, like, non-existent laws are in Texas.
Well, this is in, where was that at?
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Which who the fuck even knows where Oklahoma even is?
Right?
Come on, man. Point on the map where Oklahoma is. Come on.
It's like Utah.
Yeah. Where even is that?
Who the fuck goes to Utah? Or
everyone dies in Utah.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think it's crazy. I think they're going to end up making a Tiger King movie, though. And I think it's just going to be horrible. I don't know.
So, like, yesterday, I think it was over the course of, like, 2 days. But, you know, they have that extended cut version of Hateful Eight on Netflix. It's like 4 episodes, and each one are like 15 minutes long.
Shit. I haven't watched it.
I haven't either.
I watched it.
That's an awesome movie, but...
I was like... It almost made me cry how good it was.
Holy shit.
I mean, I was a little high.
That has a little bit to do with it.
But... Still. By the time I got to like the end of it, and they're like, the dialogue is...
He writes perfect dialogue. So
I don't know how you can write dialogue that perfect.
He's good. But, man...
Brilliant.
Yeah. So, speaking of being high and watching stuff, like, have you ever, like, had a cold, drank NyQuil, and watched a movie, and just stayed awake through the sleepiness?
I've never been a huge NyQuil.
Anytime I've taken stuff like that, I pass out. I cannot keep my eyes open.
I've never been a huge NyQuil person.
I used to drink it a lot to just go to sleep. Cause, like,
it makes me more woozy than sleepy. Yeah. So it makes me feel like this.
Yeah.
And it lights out for me if I drink it.
I used to use Benadryl
is that way for me.
Yeah. Same.
But So I used to take it as like a sleep aid more than like anything else, and I've recently found out this is definitely not good for you. In the last year, I stopped taking it, and but dude, swear to God, if you can stay awake through that huge burst of sleepiness,
You
and
hear
you're
God
watching something,
talking to you and shit.
dude, it is the funniest things you will ever see. I watched Observe and Report, and I drank it like. Dude, and back then I was just like taking a huge guzz and then just watching a movie or something and trying to go to sleep. So I watched like a couple episodes of South Park and then I was like, well, let's watch Observe and Report. Dude, I laughed until I was in tears. My stomach hurt the next day. I laughed so hard, my stomach was like in pain. It was so funny.
Usually my go-to movie, I used to trip a lot. So like I would watch the SpongeBob movie. And that was the best shit. It just made me feel good.
Dude, oh
like
my God.
I don't know, I liked singing along to the Goofy Goober song.
I have shows like that whenever I like want to just get really high and like lose myself, I guess.
Yeah.
And like I'll put on the Three Stooges or some shit.
Nice.
Dude, I was super high not too long ago.
It's the funniest stuff you'll ever see in your
And-
life. I'm telling
yeah.
you.
Three Stooges.
I actually pissed myself.
Oh my God.
Didn't know it till I woke up the next day. And I was like, ew! But I watched a cat video that was Attila. It was like Attila, what's that song called? Payback. That song, but it was cats just going crazy, and they made it to where it looked like the cats were like doing it. And there was a cat like sitting on the toilet, and there was like he was shitting in the toilet, and it was like going up and down like to the breakdown. Dude, I laughed so hard at that, and I watched it like 50 times.
I remember there was one of those, but it was Lincoln Park in the end or something. It was like the funniest thing I've ever seen.
With cats going nuts?
It was like cats and dogs, I think.
That's crazy, dude. Alright, so I wanted to get through those two things to get to this. You were saying, like, something weird is following you. And we heard some kind of weird sound outside.
Paranormal
right
shit.
before this thing started.
Paranormal
Something really weird.
shit.
Dude, stuff like that has always happened to me. It's my mom's always it dates back to my grandmother. Okay.
I feel like that runs in our family.
Yeah.
Like even like from there were the James side, right? And then on my side from grandmother's side. So like whatever her side was, I can't remember.
Where it all started was I could be wrong about the story. I've only heard it like a few times from different members of the family, but somewhere in my family long ago, like my great uncle or
I know the story.
something like that used to dig up graves.
Oh,
I
damn,
don't
your
know
great
why.
uncle?
I don't know why he did that. I don't know anything about it. But
it wasn't like in a graveyard type stuff. It was like
no. He would find these Indian graves, which for one, if you know anything about Indian graves, you don't want to fuck with that.
this is before Poltergeist came
Yeah,
out.
this is-
You didn't have the
this is-
warnings
this is
back then.
before-
You
Nobody,
didn't have the warnings.
yeah, nobody had any warnings.
Okay, so he was cutting bush hogging, cutting hay, whatever on a tractor, right? He hit something, sounded like a rock, so he got off, and it was a head, a skull. Because back then they would be sitting cross-legged, sitting straight up. So he ran over the head.
Oh my
And there was
God,
a necklace, and he decided to take it home with him.
Yeah.
That's when all this bullshit started. Your dirty, rotten pig stealing great grandfather, like holes. But like, so he takes the necklace home. My grandma, stuff has not been right ever since then. Like she, stuff would go, her ring would disappear off her hand, and like she would not be able to find it, and then later she'd find it like sitting on her bed, like just, and like my mom is a lot of crazy stuff's happened to my mom and my sister. My mom's levitated, has woken up, and she's like off her bed, like levitating.
What?
Swear to God, dude. And she's heard like sometimes if you take a certain drug or something, or like if you have a concussion, your hearing goes boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
My mom will hear that sometimes, and every time she hears that, something weird happens.
Oh, weird.
My mom
Like
doesn't.
what? Like
my mom doesn't do any kind of drugs,
yeah.
and she doesn't have a concussion. But like she's seen like lights, like kind of like alien lights
Orbs and stuff.
like that, and then she's levitated. My sister one time lived upstairs. She screamed bloody murder one night and said that there was a tall black figure standing over her bed, and it just ripped the covers off.
Dude, what?
Yeah, it's crazy shit.
I remember your mom told me a story one time where she said like certain things would move
Yeah.
And she would watch them move. And it would be like a salt shaker on the table, and it would just do this.
Yeah.
And she would just
I've
watch
seen
it.
Countless stuff. Yeah.
But it would just move.
Dude, I grew up seeing that and thought it was normal. You know what I mean?
That's so weird, dude.
And dude, I remember being little bitty. Like, I used to do I was the creepy ass little kid from the movies. Like, I'd be standing in the corner, like, talking to something that's not there and freak my parents out.
Yeah.
I don't remember
I remember that shit.
Yeah, dude, and
that's probably why I'm scared of freaking little kids now, because of his ass.
Oh my god.
I was just possessed or haunted or something.
Something like
But
that.
Anyway, I remember sitting in my crib. This is how long ago this was. I remember sitting in my crib, and there would be 3 hooded people in my room.
Weird. What the fuck?
Looking at me.
Yeah.
I remember that vividly to this day.
Dude, what if you think that they were ghosts or something, but really your family's in the occult? What the fuck? I'm just saying.
It could be. Some of the shit my uncle comes up with, it wouldn't surprise me. But my dad said one time, he can't explain this.
Mm-hmm.
I was a baby.
Yeah.
Like, not old enough to get out of my crib at all.
Mm-hmm.
I fell asleep on the couch with him. And it was late, so he picked me up, put me in the crib, put the covers on me. He said it's like a 10-second walk to my room to their room at the time. And he laid down right after he put me to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And he closed his eyes, and he immediately opened them, and I was standing this close to his face. Yeah, just staring at him.
Dude.
I don't know how I did that.
Yeah.
He said that the crib door wasn't even shut, like open. I just teleported.
Teleported off of it. Dude,
so I could do instant transmission when I was a baby.
You just put your hands here.
Yeah, crazy.
All of that stuff fucks me up because, like, the amount of detail that your mom could describe stuff that happened, it made me just think there's no way that could be fake.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of detail that she remembered stuff like that.
It's insane. And, like, I'm starting to do paranormal investigations again with my buddy Kyle. And we go and we have a ghost box. And we like to pick up voices and stuff. But we were at the old museum in Waverly.
Mm-hmm.
That has a lot of activity. He has a I forget what it's called. It's I think it's called an EMF detector, where like if it'll spike if there's like energy around you, and it randomly started spiking right in the front door, and there wasn't anything electrical there because we had it up there before and nothing was happening. But it started spiking and it was getting
it's crazy,
spiking really hard, and he was like, he just said like, dude, like whatever's like here is behind the store, and like he gets closer and closer, and there's street lights all around us. Street lights that have been on. We've been there for like 2 hours, and it's like midnight, and they're there and they're on, and he as soon as he says, he's like, dude, I just feel like we overstayed our welcome. As soon as he said that, boom! Even the lights, even the porch light on the museum cut off, and you could hear it go.
Yeah,
and dude, I booked it, dude. I got in my car, didn't even shut my door all the way, just like sped out, dude. It scared me so bad.
Hell yeah.
That place up there is fucked.
Crazy, dude.
Like, I didn't go up to the museum part, but you know that cemetery that's behind that church that's right up there around where it's at? Yes. I think it's Wiley Cemetery. That's where my older sister that was a stillborn is buried.
Oh, really?
My mom had that stillborn, you know?
Really? Yeah.
That's where she's buried. But I used to go up to her grave sometimes.
You know, I'm pretty sure Granddad and Dad dug that grave.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
By hand.
That's crazy. But I don't know. There's always been something really peaceful up there during the day. So like if I get fucked up in my head or something, I need a place to go. Like I go there and it's real peaceful. But anyways, I decided to go there at night one time because I'm stupid. And like I parked my car at the church and I was like walking up the hill and shit. And I had this chick with me, but I can't remember her name. But we were walking up the hill, and we didn't even make it up to like the actual cemetery area. We were walking up the hill. I was like, something feels weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely feel different energies and vibes.
She was like, what do you mean? And then I heard someone say her name, and I looked like this. And then she turned and looked as well.
Oh,
and that's when I knew that something happened, because how did she hear what I heard?
And y'all didn't have any equipment.
No.
That was in the air. Yeah,
no,
dude,
something said her name, and I looked over, and I looked at her, and I was like, did you just hear that? And she was like, let's go.
Yeah, see, dude.
And then we ran.
I had this buddy in high school. His name was Austin. He did not believe in any of that shit. He thought it was dumb. I got a ghost box in the mail. I was using it because I was big into Ghost Adventures back then. Those were like my favorite show. So we were walking around. He was like, dude, this is so stupid. It's fake. They program voices in there, blah, blah, blah. And he was like making fun of it. And he was like, we were walking through the woods behind my house. He was like, dude, I'm ready to go. This is stupid. He's like, this shit isn't real. And he started like mocking it, like, oh yeah, speak to me, stupid bitch, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then literally it came through and was like, hey, Austin. And it like said it like super. And dude, he started like tearing up and like got super scared. I was like, yeah, dude, let's go.
Yeah, it might be.
But dude, more recently, this happened maybe a year ago. I was up in my room at my mom and dad's house, and it was probably midnight, and I turned out all the lights, and my house is just eerie. Like, I've had a lot, like, when Kyle first came over, he was like, dude, I don't like your hallway. Like, he was like, it just feels like I have eyes all over me when I'm here. Like, that's just how it is. But I walked up the stairs, turned out the lights, and dude, I swear to God, like, it gives me a chill down my spine just thinking about it. I turned out the light, and I was walking to my bed, and I heard, Mommy? And it sounded just like that. And dude, I'm like getting chills right now. And I looked down my stairs, and I thought maybe like my niece was like over, and I didn't know about it because it sounded just like her. And I looked around everywhere. So dude, it freaked me out. Yeah. And that was just in the air. Just happened.
I had like
crazy
shit like that has happened to me my whole life.
Yeah.
Like when I lived in, I can't remember if it was Dixon the first time with Seth or if it was in Virginia. I think it was in Virginia, maybe. We had stuff that followed us everywhere, no matter where we moved.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember hearing a baby crying, but it sounded like it was coming from outside my window. And we lived in, like, a townhouse, so our bedrooms were upstairs and the living room was downstairs. But we weren't connected to any other buildings.
Right.
Like, it was just our building. And I was like, kept hearing it sound like a baby crying. And then it would sound like a baby laughing. And then I remember I was like, I woke up or got up the next day and I was talking to Seth. Like, dude, have you ever heard like anything weird? Because I didn't want to tell him what it was at first.
Right.
I was like, did you ever hear anything weird?
Yeah.
Like outside or in the house? And he was like what, a baby crying? And I was like, fuck you.
Fuck
dun,
that.
dun, dun.
Dude, like you said, whenever me and you lived together, and I remember that time Brianna was in the bathroom, the shower or something, and I was in my room. And you weren't there, but I thought you were there because I heard you talking I thought you were on the phone. So I went in there to see what you were doing, and all the lights were off, and you weren't in there. I even went in, like, I peeked in, like, your bedroom, and I was like, and I went in my bathroom, and I was like, what the hell? And then I sat down, and I was like, oh, she came in there. And I was like, was Chris in the shower with you? Like, I heard him talk. She's like, no, he's doing a podcast right now. I was like, no. I was like, I just heard him talking, and it was his voice. It was your voice. I was like, I just heard him. She was like, no, it wasn't. I was like, all right then. I guess I'm just haunted. I don't know.
Yeah,
dude, that's how I feel.
I don't know. I've had some weird stuff happen to me, but I'm more like I'm one of those people that like I'm a skeptic for sure, but I'm like open to it. You know what I mean? I'm not like I just am skeptical because I've had weird shit happen to me, but I guess like just irrational brains like just like, oh, is this? You know what I mean? Like but I don't know. I remember used to whenever I was like growing up, I had a lot of really weird shit happen to me. Like I heard people's footsteps right at my door and then like running off really quick as soon as I'd wake up and like look out there, and then people would run off, and it was like at 2 a.m. and nobody's awake, and like random weird shit like that happening. But like, I don't know. I'm open for it.
Me and Seth had stuff that messed with us so much that we got used to it.
Yeah, me too.
Like, especially in Virginia, we had this, something would always run up and down the stairs. And it would it was literally sounded like somebody was coming up the stairs and then would like run back down.
That's so weird.
And we both, it was like really late at night, and we both came out of the room. I was like, dude, like, do you hear that? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I wish they would stop.
Yeah.
Dude, sometimes I'll get to where it pisses me off, and I'm like, shut up, and then it'll stop.
Yeah.
That's
like,
so
he went to the top of the stairs, and he was like, can you please stop? Stop it.
Stop it.
And then it was like it was running up towards him, like, and then it stopped, and then we never heard it again.
Dude,
so weird.
So
because it's living in him now. He's
my friend JD, one of my oldest friends I've ever had. he had this thing for a while that was running on his roof because he lives in like a double wide, so there's no upstairs. But he sent me videos, and it's like massive. Like there's no way it's an animal because like boom, 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 and like something's like stomping on his roof.
Yeah,
we were playing 64.
Chupacabra.
I was over there. We were playing 64, and it started doing that. He was like, dude, and he paused it. He was like, do you hear that? And it was like. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And it was like freaking us out. And JD was like, can you please stop? And it was like, doop, doop, doop. Stop. To this day, he's never heard it again.
Really?
Just because he told it to stop and it's never heard it again. But he sees lights, like he'll be sleeping, his window's right here. Like a bright green light will shine at him. And he'll wake up and it'll be like in his eyes and then it'll go away. Which, see, that's my thing. I don't believe fully if this stuff is like paranormal or demonic. I think maybe it could be aliens, maybe it could be like a time loop or some shit like that. Maybe I don't know. I don't think anyone will ever know fully what that stuff is.
Yeah,
which is very intriguing to me.
Yeah, I think so too. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not necessarily a skeptic. I'd like there to be something crazy to be out there.
Sure.
Like like aliens and all that stuff. I feel like I want all that stuff to exist. I want all that stuff to be real. I wish Bigfoot and shit like that was real because, like, dude, we need something crazy.
And see, like,
we need adventure.
My great aunt was a witch.
Mm-hmm.
She was straight up a witch.
Yeah.
I don't know much about her. She did a lot of stuff. We were helping clean out her house one time.
Mm-hmm.
There was a book sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like it was like animal skin book. And,
oh my god.
JD was staring at it. Now, and I was like, dude, I was like, you want to get out of here? And he's like, just staring at it. I was like, hey. And I started like touching him and I started like snapping. He was like, oh, dude. I was like, what were you just doing? He was like, I was just looking at that book. I kind of wanted to open it. I was like, we're not gonna open any books in this house, okay? And then, dude, this is what's freaky. Yeah. He walks out, and I start staring at it, and I swear everything in me was like, "Open it, open it,
dude,
open it, look inside of it." And I was like, "I gotta get out of here." I gotta get out of here.
I would have had to open it,
dude.
Because like.
That's like the beginning of a fucking movie.
Yeah,
once you open it, you're done.
Yeah. That's what I, like, dude, look. My whole thing is this.
No, dude.
I won't open that shit.
I would do it, dude. I would definitely have to open it, man.
I just had the vision in my head of like the first Indiana Jones when they opened the Ark. I felt like that was what was gonna happen. Yeah,
that would be nuts. But like, I'm that dude. I gotta like, I want to know. I want something to be out there, like really bad.
I was a skeptic for a long time. And then me and Seth became friends, and I started seeing shit.
Yeah.
And then it didn't make me scared. It just made me like, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I did some really creepy stuff when I was a kid that I don't know why I did it. I don't know how I did it. But Madison, our cousin Madison, used to babysit me. And I was homeschooled then. So I was just a little kid. So I was doing school, and she was sitting like where our bar turns like this, and you can see the front door. We were sitting like that, and Madison was sitting beside me, and I just went like that and started pointing. And I do remember what was there. Yeah. There was a black figure peeking around the corner of the hallway, and as soon as Madison looked, it went like this, and she cried, ran out the door, and she told Mom she would never stay over there with me again.
Yeah. Damn.
So this is all 100% legit. I've done some really creepy shit when I was a kid.
Right. I remember one thing specifically that happened to me that like made me just be like, maybe this shit is fucking real.
Yeah.
Like me and Seth, we were gonna call it Ghost Crew.
We should do that still, man. I really want to do some stuff.
We probably will, but it was going to be sort of like Jackass, it was going to be crazy. But we were doing some scouting for like locations to film, and there was this old, like Civil War type plantation. I think it was somewhere near Murfreesboro. It's like a famous one or something. But usually it's only open during the day, so we probably weren't supposed to be there. It was like probably like 11 o'clock at night or midnight. Murder one time out of nowhere. Yeah. Because there was nothing around, just the house. And like
it's happened before.
The history behind that house was there's a lot of people that got killed and they never buried the bodies in individual graves. They just mass graved them.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of dead bodies underneath the ground there.
That's crazy, dude.
And anyways, long story short, We went through that and left. Went back home. I went to sleep because I think I had work the next day or some shit. But I woke up in the middle of the night from a nightmare. And I was like laying in my bed, and my door was like where my door was back here. And like I remember waking up and doing this and turning and like looking behind me. And there was my room was filled in its entirety with dudes that looked like they were from the Civil War.
Fuck.
Like in the uniforms.
Yeah.
And they're like this weird glowing green color, kind of like Scooby-Doo-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So was this in your dream, or you actually woke up and seen that?
It was a double dream.
Oh, got you.
So like
Dream.
I thought I woke up.
Yeah.
Thought I woke up and looked, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I woke up. I woke up and I turned and looked, and there was nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
I was like, "I don't want to be dealing with this right now."
Yeah, shit, dude. That's nuts, man.
Dude, it messed me up for a minute. I was like,
Yeah.
"How did that happen, though?
Mm.
We just went to that place."
That's fucking nuts.
It's crazy.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention like any names or where this place is, but it's a church. It's close to where I live. And my uncle used to do security for that church. And he had a key to it, so he would make sure the doors were locked after church on Wednesday nights, Sunday nights, whatever. And he was going to check the door, and it was locked. But he looked in and seen someone standing in the center of the stage at the podium that was like 7 foot tall.
Yeah, shit.
And he was like, and he unlocked it and went in.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he went in, it just went, and it was gone.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I want to see some stuff.
Wild.
That's crazy shit, though, dude. Like, yeah.
Crazy shit. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, and so for me, anytime that I've ever experienced something like that, I'm always like, just rationalize.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, that was just
Yeah.
like a shadow from outside. Yeah.
Yeah. One time, dude, my brother was really into this band called Mortis, and the dude was like, Mortis?
Yeah,
I guess?
yeah.
So I was making fun of it, like super hardcore, because back in the day, anything my brother liked, I was against. Anything I liked, he was against. We were
That's
just
classic.
brothers, right?
That was like me and Willie.
Yes. So like, I was over there just bad mouthing the crap out of it, and the dude Mortis is like really into like witchcraft and all this stuff too. So I was just like down in it the whole time, and Nick was like, "Better be careful, dude. Better be careful talking all that crap about Mortis. He's gonna come to you. He's gonna mess with you, dude." We were on vacation, right, in a beach house, and there was like the main house and this guest house that me and Nick were sleeping in. It was like an open floor plan. Nick's bed was right here. My bed was right here. Go to sleep, and then like, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning. I feel something grab my foot, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, dude.
And I woke up. And I was like, "Ah!" And Nick was like, "What? And he was like over there sleeping all the way on the other end of the room, and so both of us just went in the house. We were like, "Fuck this!"
Oh
fuck
my
it.
God.
But it like grabbed my foot out from the cover. I was like, "Fuck you!"
I thought it was gonna be Nick. I thought that's where you were going.
No, he was like on the other side of
His
the
my
eyes
room
like
too.
rolled back in his head. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, he was on the other side of the room, dude. Totally asleep. And I was like, fuck. So, I don't know. Stuff like
That's
that.
crazy.
And like, so in my mind, I'm like, maybe that happened. Maybe something did grab my foot. But if I was a ghost, why would I just grab my foot? I would fuck me up, dude. I would like body slam me under the
Dude,
bed
so-
or something.
Right.
I'm glad you brought that up because JD was telling me about a dream he had of him sleeping, and he was in his room just the way it was.
Mm.
And in the dream, his door opened, and something crawled in his room
Yeah, that's
on all
fucking
fours.
weird. Yeah.
And it was a demon, and
Oh,
it
shit.
like peeked over the edge of his bed, and it like its arm went up like this,
Mhm.
and it grabbed him.
Yeah.
And when it grabbed him, he woke up. But then when he woke up, his covers went like in real life.
Yeah.
Like it actually ripped his covers off in his dream in real
Oh,
life.
that's crazy.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah, so I don't know, man.
that.
I wonder how, like,
I hate it.
I wonder how all that stuff works.
I hate it.
We need to do a whole episode on paranormal shit, man.
Yeah,
We need to get, like,
for
some
sure.
stories together,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, man. So you're planning on releasing some music summer. Do you have like an idea date? And do you have all the songs?
I'm not really
recorded
sure on
already,
an
or-
album, but I will have more singles coming out like very soon, like in the next few weeks or so. That's
What's the single that you have out right now called?
Slow It Down
Slow It Down.
with featuring Pride Kyle Gordon.
Nice.
Kyle Gordon's a really cool guy.
Hell yeah, man.
He's good at what he does.
Yeah, very
good.
very talented.
Very, very good.
Hell yeah, dude. And then do you have a? Can you give us a name? Can you give us any kind of stuff of the next like single that you're doing?
Okay, so the next single is a song about my favorite type of motorcycle in four-wheeler.
Nice. There you go.
So that just kind of, the way that song came about was just I was with another artist, and we were in Arkansas doing one of his music videos, and he just started singing this line. I was like, dude, that's kind of sick, you know. And then we got back to the hotel and we kind of put more on it, and then whenever we got back home, we recorded it in like one take. And
Dude, nice. There you go.
yeah, so it's gonna be pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Dude, nice. Well, there you go, man. You guys got anything you want to throw out there?
So okay, so is the quarantine stuff about over?
Fuck if I know, dude. I hope so.
Because
Well,
I
they-
see some stuff on Facebook that's like,
It was supposed to be over last Thursday,
Yeah.
and then they extended it until the 30th, I believe.
Yeah.
And then I think that's a to be determined as well. So like they may push it farther, or they may not. Which honestly, I don't believe Tennessee is going to push it farther. I think that they are really like they really forced themselves to push it as far as it went now. So I think that they're going to lift that at the end of the month.
so me personally,
which is good.
I'm not a huge conspiracy guy, but I do think there's more to stuff than we're told.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do y'all think this is like a legit like pandemic, or do you think there's more behind it?
Like, to be honest with you, we could do an entire episode
Yeah, exactly.
on what I think about this bullshit.
It's just, I don't know, it's just super shady to me.
Because
I feel like it could be a ploy just to push a new vaccination to make money. That's my
That could
opinion.
be something, dude. for
that's
sure.
part of it.
Purdue Farm is trying to make up all that money from getting sued for freaking
No,
Oxycontin.
that's part of it. That's part of it. It's there's a lot of pieces.
Yeah,
I think that one of the pieces, as much as people don't want to believe this, is they're preparing us for martial law.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to see how far they can push the bounds. Like they're just pushing us along like this. They want to see how far they can control us without it making us be like, "Hey, whoa, hold on a second."
Yeah, it's one of those like boiling a frog type
So
situations.
so like martial law, obviously they could do whatever they wanted, and we would have to listen. So they're getting us used to the fact that they're telling us to stay inside and basically enforcing it by law now, and we're okay with it because of a virus.
Yeah.
So like what they're gonna do is, well, what if we take away that virus? Will you still be okay with it? You okay with it now?
That's very true.
That's
And-
interesting.
Let me just give you $1,200 this month.
and this was
Are you
a
okay
good,
with it now?
This is
See, that's what they're doing.
a good example. Like, no offense to anybody that did this, but like, this is a good example of how bad some people would really shit the bed in America if something really bad did happen.
Oh yeah.
Like the people that just panicked and bought all the toilet paper for no reason. You know, just panicking over the top about it, not being like cool, and
Yeah.
like no survival instinct at all. They're just like, oh my god, the world's ending, and it's like not even a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people would die, like sadly,
Yeah.
Dude, I
just
agree
because they
completely.
don't know.
Some of the best poetic justice that I've seen in recent times, ever, was the people that are trying to return like 120 cases of 32 packs of toilet paper. Like
Ridiculous.
people that are going to the stores and trying to get their money back, and the stores are refusing them.
I wouldn't
That
blame you, dude. That's so funny.
is fucking poetic
Yeah.
justice.
Yes.
Well,
Because
because
you
people
have
that
the
are like doing the diapers and stuff like that, going out. You don't have fucking kids, and you're buying like cases of diapers, and all these people that have babies need diapers.
Right.
Can't get them.
Like,
Stupid shit like that, dude.
like-
It's so stupid.
I don't know. It's poetic justice at its finest.
Yeah.
That they can't get their money back, and they're just gonna have to live with like 3 years worth of toilet paper.
It's sad, really.
Guess they'll never have to get that toilet paper again.
Right.
Dude. But I mean, like, yeah, I think it could definitely be that, like, seeing how far people can push it. Like, if there is such a thing as, like, a one government type thing that's, like, running the whole world, like, that's, like, definitely getting into the conspiracy theory stuff. But if that is the case, I could see that happening. And, like, I feel like, I don't know. I just, it seems like, yes, they're just testing the waters with a lot of stuff. And I think that also the media really fucking pushed this a lot further.
I don't watch the news
at all.
The media is so brainwashing.
The media is in all of their pockets.
Yes.
Like, they pay the media to say what they want them to say.
Well, like, perfect example. The dude that was running for president recently, Mike Bloomberg, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Owns almost every fucking news out there. Owns his own news channel, Bloomberg News, as well, too.
Right.
But also owns a shitload of other news media outlets, runs a lot of stuff. And
I mean, for that whole entire couple of months, all you saw on YouTube.
Every
Bloomberg,
fucking
Bloomberg.
thing on
Bloomberg.
YouTube. I even, like, every time I'm on the ads, I was like, this is not relevant to me. Please stop showing me the same fucking thing over and over and over again, please. Just show me Charmin commercials. I don't even give a shit. Not another Bloomberg. But, like, I mean, that dude owns so much stuff and still somehow could not get into, like, he's not the front runner now. It's like, who's actually running stuff?
That's because he picked the wrong side. If he would have ran as Republican, everybody would have gave him a shot.
But, like, that's my question. Who's running the things? Like, who's the actual person?
And see, here's the thing. This is just my opinion. You know, everyone lives their life the way they want to. But people that just obsess about who gets in office is just, like, so mind-blowing to me because... For one, you're obsessing over someone posting, you know, cussing people out that don't agree with you, whatever. And every time these people that support someone gets in office, they always do shit they don't like anyway. And then they end up turning on them and be like, oh, we need a new president, blah, blah. It's like, if you don't even care and just don't worry about it and just live your life like me, I don't give a shit about the government. I don't give a shit who the president is. I just live my life how I want to. And don't let that shit affect me. I wish more people would be like that. But they just obsess about... oh, this guy's doing this, and they'll share fake articles about anybody in any sort of political stance saying, oh, well, it looks like he's got allegations here. It's like, what are you gaining by sharing that on Facebook? Getting one like on it? Like, stuff, I don't understand that. You know what I mean?
I think, to me, like, okay, I wish that it was more libertarian out there, like, as far as, like, not so much government control and stuff.
Right.
But, like, whenever people get politics and government mixed up is the fucking stupid part, because like government is like the $1,200 checks or like food stamps for people that need it and all that shit. Like, if that government side was running without politics, would be so much better, because we got like this left brain right brain shit going on.
The politics comes in when it comes to money.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
The politics comes in whenever it comes to every company out there that has the biggest bank account controls what the government does.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at. Like, if Bloomberg, the dude that's like a multi-billionaire that has so many people in his pocket, probably, that's where I was getting at. Like, there's got to be somebody over that dude, because that guy didn't even get past the fucking prelims.
Yeah, he dropped out, and he had spent billions, multi-millions on his campaign and just stopped.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, so that's what I'm saying.
Honestly,
like,
he was the only reason that he was there is because they put him there to take votes away from Bernie, because they don't want Bernie in office.
Well, even whenever he left, though, like, what? I just don't get it. I don't get it. That's what I'm saying. I fucking hate politics. The government, I get, but like politics, fucking.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could go. Have roads, I mean, gotta have all that shit. So government is needed, but like politics and politicians can eat a whole bag of dicks.
Right.
Like this entire room full of dicks. They could just eat them.
Right.
Because like, fuck, man. And the whole thing is, there's, like we talked about whenever we first started the podcast, there's no right or wrong answer with like that, because everybody's so divided. Like, we all three could agree on like who we like, who we don't like, what we like about them and shit, and then somebody else has the exact opposite opinion of it, and they're like, you guys are fucking stupid. Yo, that's scum of the fucking earth.
It just divides everybody.
Yeah. It does. I just wish that people wouldn't take it to heart as much.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like, there's people, like, the reason that freaking Joe Biden is the forerunner is because the people who are voting for him don't pay attention to voting for him. They are voting blue.
Yes.
They see the blue color, and they're throwing their vote at the blue, just the blue color. They're not looking at him. They're not listening to what he says in interviews. They're just voting blue because that's what they believe is right.
And totally agree. See, just people in general that base their entire lives with beliefs is just beyond me, man. I mean, no offense to religious people, whatever.
You and I were both like that growing up.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we were raised.
We were brainwashed to be that way.
Do not stray from this path. If you do, bad things will happen to you.
Right.
That's what I was taught, growing up. And then I realized that
I was
that's
so
not the case.
convinced that if I said a cuss word, that I would burn in hell.
Yeah,
that I didn't touch.
Whenever I lost my virginity, I thought it was over. Like
right.
I wasn't married. I thought it was it for me. I'm going to hell. There's no escaping this. Yeah. I'm gonna burn forever. Like that's what I believed. And it's sad.
Yeah.
And then later on in life, I started to realize that hell is made up, Satan is made up, and it's just a thing that people created to scare everyone.
Fear tactic. Yep. That's exactly right.
So,
I mean, I don't know. I'm going to go on and throw my opinion out there. It's just opinions, because nobody really knows what the fuck's going
opinions,
on.
That's all it is. That's all it
humanity, before you go into that, humanity is the true evil.
Yep.
Because we're the ones that didn't want to own up to our own mistakes so much that we created the biggest scapegoat in the history of the world, Satan.
Yep.
So everything that we did, oh no, the devil made me do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
I didn't stab that person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Satan stabbed him.
Mm-hmm. Dum, dum, dum. Yeah, I totally get where you're
God forgive me. Well, I'm going to heaven.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, where you going?
I don't. Yeah, I just don't buy into that shit no more. I just don't do it.
See, that's how I believe. Humanity is capable of the most insane, extreme evil you can ever imagine in your life.
Yep.
But here's my question then: if you believe that's the case, you are also saying there is demonic stuff. Do you feel like that is the case, and if humanity created all this stuff, what were you saying?
That just goes back to what you and I said. Like what I said, it could be time loop, could be aliens, could be demonic possession. It could be any. It's just theories. No one will ever know for sure. And like you said, it's just theories and opinions. No one will ever know. The truth.
And that's the thing about religion too. Like you're never gonna actually know until you do know.
But see,
you know what I mean?
at this point in my life, I would believe more that aliens than I would God. But that's just where I am in life. I'm not gonna live by someone else's rules.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's basically that's what made me finally realize. I want to live my life.
I just can't fully put my faith in a book that was written by men.
Yeah, no, not at all. I would be way more into it if it didn't have the fingerprints of man all over it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe.
I mean, there's the oldest translations of the Bible don't even say anything about Jesus in them. None of them. And
I believe Jesus was real.
See, I believe he was too, but I started to do more research and I found out a lot of the old translations don't even say anything about him.
No.
What are you researching?
I can't remember, honestly. It's just
see, like in the library with like these old books.
No.
Where's Jesus? Where's Jesus?
Everything I know is a lie.
Well, no, mainly because of all of the things in the Bible that are there. Jesus was the thing that I was like, oh yeah, that's awesome. That's how I want to be.
Well, he's
in a
the
way.
New Testament and stuff. So like, I feel like he was kind of like, I don't know. He definitely was like. He wouldn't have been in the older Bible stuff anyways, because he was just kind of like a prophecy that there was like a new Savior will come and stuff.
See, I don't want to bury anyone. I don't want to, talk negative on anyone that believes that. But you have got to be out of your mind if you give your money to these churches that say they need it. You know what I mean? You have got to be insane.
Especially these megalithic church like we were talking about. Those are ridiculous.
These dudes are like con men. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. They want. This is why preachers live in. This is why they live in $1 million houses. This is why they have private jets. Like, dude, like, come on now.
Have you ever watched Don't Be a Menace? Old school movie with the Wayans brothers. So funny, dude. But there's the preacher in there. He's like, "Why, preacher?" He was like, it's a song or whatever. And he's like, "Don't ask no questions." Like, "Why, preacher gotta have a nice car?" And he's like doing like his like walk. He's got a suit on.
Yeah,
it's pretty good stuff.
And like, I never understood people that work their asses off. They work their asses off for what they do, and they can finally get a nice thing. Like they buy a nice car or. They pay off a debt or a bill, and they're like, oh, God did that for me. He blessed me. He did that.
Yeah.
You did that. You worked your ass off. You made the money.
Right.
And you paid it off, or you bought the new car. It didn't fall from the sky and land there, and it's like, oh, thank you. You did
the way
that.
They look at it
Why are you giving something made up credit for something you did? That just doesn't compute with me very much.
I think it's just a lot of people give it credit for that, like a leap of faith type thing.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
God's gonna provide for me type stuff. So I don't know. It's craziness, man. But I feel like religion is almost probably even a worse topic than politics.
Yeah, it really is. Religion and politics is something I try to stay away from.
To be honest with you, though, like, I feel like those are things, like, religion is a thing that needs to be discussed because the reason that it is so, that people get so offended is because it's not discussed. Yeah. It's kind of like racism or, like, rape, in a way. Or, like, stuff like that. Like, the most horrible things that you can talk about, or some of the most common things you can talk about, people don't talk about them because they feel so passionately towards one side or the other.
Right.
Yeah.
And people get offended. But I feel like we just live in a world today where we should be able to discuss all of these things.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe tensions run high or emotions run high or whatever, but we can still learn from it and then move on and not have to be angry at each other about what we believe, you know? Like,
unless
obviously,
you, like, believe in rape. In which case we all
right. Like, obviously,
sure.
like, we're not going to be sitting here talking to, like, a rapist and being okay with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like, within reason,
but he's
obviously.
He's also extremely racist, too. So it's, like,
obviously within reason.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like those are topics that just need to be discussed.
Yeah.
And people need to be okay talking about them. Because that's the only way that we're ever going to get in front of them and get on a positive side of them.
Right.
I agree.
People are so closed-minded, I just don't get it. Like, why would you not want to know more? Like, I love knowledge of everything. You know what I mean? If you can tell me something I'm not aware of or that's interesting, I want to hear about it, regardless of what I believe.
That's
and I'm not going to argue with you.
Like,
you know
I would never want to... I'm not the person who's going to turn someone against their own religion. No, I'm not going to be that. But I will definitely tell you what I believe because I'm not afraid of what you think about me.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think, like,
it's not about,
I'm
like...
open for, like, ideology discussions and stuff like that. As long as you're, like, learning stuff. I feel like there's definitely ways to go about it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll bash the hell out of it because I came from it.
But that's...
I'm not going to bash it if I don't know anything about it. But since I was raised in it and I know what it's like and it fucked me up, I will bash the hell out of it because of that.
I feel like it's just like your experience from it, though. You know what I mean? Like, you can be raised in it properly, though, and not get fucked up.
Right.
It, you know?
I see that aspect, too. But since it's from me,
yeah.
I'm going to bash it because that's how I feel.
And see, like, this is no offense to anyone. I'm not singling out one person or anything. But, like, I've met some of the worst people ever, the most judgmental people in church.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, I think, like, I can't remember, NF said it. He was like, church is where I found God, but it's also where I learned to judge.
Yeah.
That's so true. But I think it's just like anything, man. There's good people in both sides of it. And I feel like with Christianity, people are held to, like, a higher standard because they're like, they put themselves there. They're like, walk like Jesus. Be the perfect example of, like, love and all this stuff. They preach that, and so everybody holds them to that standard. And if, like, you walk in there, and I'm doing this, looking at your tattoo, and you're like, oh, that person's judging me right now. Whereas, that's shitty that they're doing that.
Yeah.
But there could just be some dickhole that doesn't believe in God as well, judging you and saying some mean shit about your tattoo, and it's probably going to hurt you more that person in church was, like, shitty about your tattoos.
Yeah, exactly, because that's supposed to be a safe place where you can go
to,
you know.
So I feel like it's definitely both sides of the aisle, religious, non-religious, all types of religions, like Buddhist, Catholic, Jewish, everything. People have
and see, my thing is I don't like being fake. I like to be who I am, how I am. I'm not going to go to church and not believe in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people that go to church to look good.
Yeah.
Like, I go to church and then they go out and they go fuck a million girls and they're
like angry alcoholics and shit like that.
And then they go to church on Sunday and praise God. It's like, I'm not going to do that. If I'm going to do all those things, I'm not going to go to church and act like I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I'm going to own up to it and be like, I do that, whatever.
Yeah. Well, like me, dude, I say I go to church, but I really haven't been in, like, months. But I don't feel bad about that because I'm not that guy that's got to, like, get dressed up and go to church and go look good for my people and stuff like that.
It's a fashion show to a lot of people.
It is, and I hate
Sunday's
that.
best.
Dude. That's what kind of ruins religion, I think.
Like, they want people to know that they're doing well in life just to show off.
Yes, and that is vanity and horrible. I think that's a bad side of things. And people are like that everywhere, though. Outside of church, too. people go into clubs. You think that motherfucker dresses like that all the time, spends that money all the time like he does at a club? No, it's the same exact thing. Except in church, you're supposed to look like this. Yeah. It's a veil. And in a club, you're supposed to look like you're a baller. Maybe you're spending money at a strip club like you got it or something, but really that's the last fucking $20 you got.
I've completely run out of money at a strip club before.
And then they were probably like, dude, that guy just dropped $200 on me. Oh my God, what a baller.
It was probably like $600.
Damn, man. That guy just dropped it like it was nothing. And then they go home thinking, broke. He's so loaded. Oh my God, Isaac was so badass.
It's sex workers got to eat too.
Yes. I know a few, man. They gotta eat, dude. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a lot of people, like, just, if you're gonna be real, man. You know what I mean?
That's how
I feel like
man.
Across the board. And, like, I just feel like religion, so I've found peace and stuff like that because I feel like believing and knowing are two different things. Like, believing in the paranormal and stuff like that. You can believe that it's there, but until you've been, like, literally confronted by a ghost and it's like, hey, I was fucking dead. Now I'm alive in your face, motherfucker. Like, until you get definitive proof. And so, like, I feel like that's where religion or faith-based religion comes into play. And so, like, that's where I stand with it. I just feel like I could owe a lot of things, and even if it's not actually God, a dude upstairs looking down and saying, hey, John, here's this. Even if it's not that, if it's just the state of mind that I have or something like that from religion and looking at it in a good light, if it's even just that, then I'm just cool with it, man.
And see, I want to bring up something real quick. Like, what you said, about people like putting on an image.
Yeah.
Like that's something you don't want to do in music when you don't have a big following. Like there's a lot of artists, I'm not gonna say any names, but there's a lot of artists that I know personally that go around and think they are as big as Kanye.
Yeah, yeah.
And they got like
1,000 followers on
not even that, like 20 monthly listeners on Spotify, 30.
Yeah.
And they go around thinking they're super famous, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And then you get them at a party and they brag about how they smoke like a rock star, blah blah.
Yeah, yeah.
You offer them, they're like, "No,
I'm good right now.
I'm not gonna do that tonight." You're blah blah. I'm not gonna drink tonight. It's like, dude, why'd you talk all this shit about how you like party? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Why do you want to lie to everyone and make them think that you're super famous and then they get to know you and realize you're not? Like, where are you going with that? I don't understand that. Like, I don't
fake it till you make it.
I mean, I like jewelry because I personally like to wear jewelry. Mm-hmm. I like sunglasses. I wear sunglasses a lot.
Yeah.
I color my hair. That's because I like those things. I'm not trying to impress anyone or think that I'm something I'm not. Mm-hmm. That's just me.
Dude, I never really got the whole, like makeup and stuff like that. I'm not saying, like, you're doing makeup, but I'm saying, like, in comparison, I never got that until my freaking 8-year-old daughter broke it down for me. She was like, I don't care what other people think about me, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, Chloe, you put on makeup all the time. What are you talking about? She's like, I like makeup.
Yeah, that's just how it is, man.
Like, I was like, all right, well,
I've had people say, I've had people personally tell me, like, why do you wear all that jewelry, blah, blah, blah. I mean, because I like jewelry. Yeah. It has nothing to do with what you think.
Yeah, yeah.
Just how it is.
That's one of the things that I'm pretty proud of when it comes to you, because I think a lot of that kind of rubbed off from me. Because when I was growing up, I was the same way. Like, I did stuff, and I just didn't care. I was like, whatever. I'm doing it because I like it. Like, I played video games because I liked them. I did that. I listened to this, did that, did this because I liked it. I didn't care. So, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. And, like, you're
proud of that.
You're not the only
I'm proud of it.
Cousin that has said that. Like, my cousin Frank and Jesse, they've told me, like, dude, like, we were pretty hard on you when you were a kid, but, like, one thing's for sure, you were always who you wanted to be. You didn't care. Like, it didn't matter what the trend was. I always wore band shirts. I wore, like, khaki shorts with, like, a hoodie every day, band hoodie, whatever. I listened to the music. I had long hair. I didn't give a shit about what girls wanted me to be like. I didn't give a shit what the crowd, like, I didn't care because that's how I wanted to be, and I never, ever changed that, and I never will.
Dude, that's how it is, man. Whenever, like, growing up in Perry County, that thing, like, that was the sticks, dude. If you didn't have, like, a Copenhagen tattoo on your forehead, you were, like, you're not getting anywhere. And I mean, like,
when I first went to Perry County, I was like, this is worse than Waverly.
Yeah, it's right.
I've only played football there. Yeah, like, I would go and play them when I played for Waverly.
Like, I'm talking, it was this close to being banjos and overalls in the woods.
I saw a lot of banjos and overalls.
I'm serious.
But no, man, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, growing up there, I skateboarded a lot. Who the fuck skateboards in a place that has, like, really shitty grounds in the first place? Gravel everywhere. So, like, I skateboarded a lot, wore band shirts and stuff, wore like skateboard brand shirts. Nobody was even talking about. Like, I don't even know where I found some of the stuff that I really got into, but like, just, I don't know, man.
Like,
I think you gotta be like that.
My biggest advice to artists starting is, I know everybody says this, but legitimately, be yourself, love yourself, and don't let anybody change. I don't care if it's a woman. I did that one time in my life. I changed everything about me for a girl, and I will never, ever do that again. Yeah. And I've told myself now, if I meet a girl, I don't care how hot she is. I don't care what she is. If she tells me that I need to do this a certain way, if I need to live a certain way, if I need to change this about me, it's over. Done. You know, get out of my life.
See, more relationships in the world would be saved because of that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because you wouldn't be wasting your time in the first place in it if you just accepted each other for who you are right at the get-go.
Exactly.
But no, most relationships, what it is to attractive people, get together, they are happy for a minute, and then they start realizing things that this other person does they don't like, or vice versa, and they're like, well, maybe if I stick around and influence them a little bit, they'll change.
Yeah, yeah.
They won't do this anymore, or they'll do this a little bit more. And then that's whenever it starts to go downhill. So if more people just would accept each other from the get-go, instead of trying to change each other, they would probably last longer.
I honestly feel like relationships, though, I mean, like, I'm kind of in an eternal relationship, so I'm probably not the best person to say this, but, like, they're just not a thing that makes sense in nature, because to live your entire life with one person, and even to find a person that you're like, man, they'd be perfect if not for this. That's a rare gem in itself. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Can you imagine finding, like, your perfect soulmate? You're going to be like, dude, okay, imagine you've got the hottest chick in the entire world, right? She's got a fucking smoking personality, hot body, but has fucking the worst breath you've ever smelled in your entire life. Like,
or
just
the worst
smelling
like other thing.
Yeah, yes. There is like, dude,
that went so hard, so quick.
Yes.
Okay,
but that's exactly right, dude. Like, so,
I've had that happen.
Right?
The hottest chick ever. You get down there and you're like,
oh, the fuck. There is like
that's a dietary issue or something.
Maybe.
Right?
You need some yogurt or something.
That can be
baby
resolved.
Yogurt.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's like that one. Everybody's got something, you know what I mean? And like, to find a perfect match relationship is probably like, if not more rare than legit finding God.
It's not real.
Just fishing somewhere.
You know what the biggest mistake people make is? They look for that.
Yeah.
When you go looking for the perfect person, it's fucked. Because whenever you date them, you try to make them how you want them, and that fucks everything.
Exactly.
Everything. Because you're so mesmerized by them. Mm-hmm. And you want them to be perfect, but they're not.
Because you feel like you know their potential better than they know.
Exactly. And that is just a disaster.
Right.
Yes. So, I don't know, man.
There is no perfect. There is no perfect relationship. There is no soulmate.
So the real question then is this:
you just have to accept
and that's
settle.
Not settle.
Okay.
I'm not saying
that's what
settle.
I'm saying. Yeah, that's the word.
I'm saying you've accepted things.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
There's things that you've accepted.
But so I feel like in our relationship,
and there's things your
like
wife
with me and her,
has accepted.
Dude,
but it's not like deal breaking shit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I've always told like
her. I don't know. Maybe she's like, John, you keep doing this shit, and I'm
if
done.
You fart one more time,
I've always
the covers off.
Yeah, I've always told like my little cousin and like people that ask me, like, don't ever set your bar super low because you think you're not, like always go, dude, because you never know, like.
If you don't shoot for the stars, then you're going to be hitting the ground.
Yep, and that's one thing that the Bible did say that I agree with. It said like something along the lines of "No one is perfect, not one." Like that's definitely true. Nobody is perfect the way you think. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just weird because we've gotten used to our own flaws, so we tend to overlook them a lot. You know, and we're like, oh yeah.
Perfection, though, to me is just a matter of opinion.
Yeah, it really is for sure.
There is no like example. Yeah. It's all perception.
Lyrics, write that down somewhere.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But fuck that. Oh man. We've gotten really freaking a lot of shit out of this.
Yeah,
my God. We started off talking about how Venom's coming out.
That was good.
Puddle of Mud.
Mm-hmm.
So we covered a lot.
But fuck yeah, dude. I think this has been a 2.5 hour podcast, dude.
That's a good one.
Nice. Well, I don't know, man. So hopefully this summer you're going to be putting out some at least new singles, right?
For sure.
Nice.
Singles in the next few weeks, actually.
Next few weeks.
Until then, though, everybody needs to go check out Slow It Down, right? Slow It Down. Rhazy on YouTube.
Yes. We'll put a link
featuring
in there, too.
Pride.
Featuring Pride.
Pride.
That song is legit.
Mm-hmm. And it's catchy as
Appreciate
fuck. It will get stuck in your head, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yes.
Hell yeah. But alright, guys, we all take it easy. And dude, thank you so much for getting on here.
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
freaking
Anytime.
fist bump it because
Anytime,
that's the
man.
new Corona thing.
Love you guys.
Y'all be good. Dun dun dun.